Hi, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be playing with the Prym MIDI again, and we're going to be cranking out this cute little headband that I made on it. And this is 2 tubes here that was joined with a braid. This is very popular right now, that braided join. So I thought I would make a little headband, and then I attached it by doing the X join here at the front of the headband. I am using Big Twist. This is Living, and this is acrylic yarn, and it is 4 medium worsted weight, I believe it is, yeah. And well, it is acrylic yarn, I should say, and it's the same brand as this one, just a different color. We're gonna need some waste yarn, pair of scissors, a 3.5 millimeter hook, or bigger if you want, a 4.0 if you want. We're gonna need our little counter, keep track of our rows, and a yarn needle, and we're just gonna get right to it. This is a 20 needle machine. If you haven't seen my unboxing of it, that is my previous video. You can go and check it out, and you can see what it's all about. So I am going to cast on with my waste yarn, and I'm going to move it a little bit so you can see better. Sorry about the movement of the camera. And I'm going to bring it in through here. In that previous video, I showed you how to use the tensioner, how to cast on. If you want a slower version, check that video out. I'll link it below. Alright, so here we go. I am going to crank one time and make sure that it's under my needle, and then I'm going to put it over, under, and then I'm going to pull it with my hand, my fingers, over, under, all the way around. And the last one, which is the blue needle, should be over. And then just keep cranking slowly. Make sure that the yarn is caught correctly. That's 2. I'm gonna do about 7 rows. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's keep going because it's pretty long. 7, 8, 1 more, 9. That should be good enough. Maybe we could do 1 more. It's fine. I just don't want it to be hanging too long, so I'm just gonna remove it and bring it in here like so. So that is our waste yarn. We start with the waste yarn, and then we continue with our actual working yarn. And I'm gonna do it from the outside, and I'm gonna throw the ball on the floor for even tension. And then I'm going to cast on same way I did with the waste yarn. Just like so. Bring it through here. And then we're gonna leave a nice long tail so we can sew our work once we cast off. And then crank slowly for the first few rows, and then pull on your yarn so you don't get too much tension there. That's 1. And what I'm gonna do is every 10 rows I'm just gonna update my little thing here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm just going to check my work, make sure that there are no tuck stitches or no stitch has fallen off, and it looks good. And then I'm going to mark 10 on my little counter here. And I'll meet you back when I have, oh, I forgot to mention that I did 90 rows of each on this one, and it was a little too tight because of the way we braided it in between, and that made it it makes the tension a little tighter. So I'm gonna do 100 rows on this one to see if it fits better. So just an FYI, just so you know that because of that braid join, it's gonna be tight putting it onto your head, but once it's there, it is not tight. Not well, when I tried it on, it wasn't too tight, but as I was putting it on, it was tight. So that's why I'm gonna do 100 rows. So I'll meet you back when I have 100 rows so I can show you how to cast off. Alright, I have 100 rows. I am going to cut my yarn here. I'm gonna leave like 12 inches so I can sew my tube. And I'm just gonna remove it from here and bring it in here. Alright, so now how we get the braided look is by dropping 2 stitches of our waist yarn at the beginning when we cast on. So I'm going to cast on. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do it. Bring it in through here. Alright. And then I'm going to skip these first 2 pegs or needles, right? I'm not going to cast on to those, and then I'm going to make sure that this one gets caught underneath my blue pin. And then like I said, I'm going to skip those, and I'm going to go sorry about that, my grandson got up from his nap, so you're going to hear noise in the background. But this is my blue needle. We skipped the first 2 white ones, so, and then we're gonna go under this 3rd one, and we're just gonna crank just like that, and we're gonna do 7 rows. So that's 1. As you can see, my stitches drop. That's what I want. Okay. And that's it, 7 rows. I'm gonna cut my waist yarn. Gonna bring it through here. And then I'm gonna crank again, going around twice so my work falls off. There we go. Put this to the side so you can see what I did. I'm gonna open this up. And here are my drop stitches. 2 rows of drop stitches, and that's what we want for when we join the other. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit, not too much. So we're gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna make another tube of 100 rows using waist yarn again, and we're gonna do the same exact thing on the other one. Okay, so I have both my tubes here ready to join, and this is the end where we drop the stitches at. So we want to join them together to get this braided join down the middle. So we're going to need a hook. I am going to use the H hook. I'm gonna use my H, which is a 5.0. You can use bigger if you want, but that's what I'm gonna use. All right, so the first thing we want to do is move this stuff out of the way. And you want to grab 4 at a time, or you can do 2 if you want. And as you can see, I'm just loosening them up. And don't you worry, they're not gonna go nowhere. And I'm gonna grab 4 at a time with my hook here. I got 4 there, and I'm gonna do 4 from this side as well. So let's grab one more, and that will be 4. And all I'm gonna do is bring this over like so, and then I'm gonna go back to picking up 4 more. So we have 4, and then we're gonna bring this over like so, and then we're just gonna go back and forth doing that, picking up 4. That's 2 more, make 4, and I'm just gonna bring this over like so. I'm gonna go over here on this side, making sure that I'm picking up the 4, 2, 3, 4, bringing in these 4 that I have already on my hook over those new 4 that I picked up. And we're just gonna go back and forth doing that. I'll meet you back when I'm at the end. Okay, so I went all the way down. Now what I'm gonna do is get a stitch marker so I can put it here so it doesn't unravel while we close the tops of them. So I'm just gonna put a stitch marker right in these 4, and there, it won't go anywhere. And I'm gonna turn it this way, and I'm gonna close this side, and then I'm gonna close this side, and then the other side. I'm gonna grab my smaller hook, my 3.5, the E hook, and I'm gonna start on this side with, and what we want to do is find our first row, which is this one right here. Remember, this is our waist yarn. Oh, wait a minute, my bad. Our waist yarn is blue. I don't know why I thought that was my waist yarn. All right, so what we want to do is bring these together. Remember, our blue is the waist yarn. And I see I have a loose stitch right here, so I gotta be careful. And I'm going to count, since it's 20, I want to start joining at 10. So making sure that everything is, well, actually, remember we dropped 2, so it's going to be 18 stitches. So at 9. So this is my first one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna put my hook right there, and then I'm gonna count over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we will join with that. So I'm gonna start on this side here. I'm gonna grab this one, and then we'll grab this one, and we'll go back and forth like so until we get back to this, to the other side. I think that's it. Let me make sure there's nothing dropped. I'm just gonna look at my work. Look at that side, look at this side. Yeah, All right, so I'm just gonna close off here. I split my yarn, so I'm just gonna grab this one, pull it through, and then we can remove the waste yarn. And this one is the one that's easiest to pull out. I like to just go like that, move this out the way as I'm doing that, so it doesn't knot, and then I'm just gonna pull the rest out. Put it to the side, we can reuse that later. Now I can see I have a drop stitch, so I'm glad I didn't tighten this. So I'm going to pick up that drop stitch that I see here. Oops. Put it through. Do I have any more drop stitches? Yep, right here. Bring it through. Like so. And I think that was it. That was the only drop stitches. And then I can close it up. This one here. Alright. And that's how our work looks. Now we're going to do the same thing to this side. Just going to turn it this way. I'm going to find those first 2 stitches that I want to start with by moving my waste yarn out of the way. And this is the end, so I can count from here. And that one is hitting, so it's right there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I want to start with this one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So I can start here, going back and forth and slip stitching without grabbing onto your waste yarn. Tighten that up. Now we can remove our waste yarn, and this one as well, it comes right off. I'll show you how to remove the other side. That one is harder to remove for some reason. I guess because we didn't start with it or end with it. That was our, yeah, that's our beginning waste yarn. So pull it out. Save that for later. We can reuse. And here are those 2 ends that are ready to close together. And I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna, you can see I messed up here somehow, but I'm just gonna bring that through. And then what I'm gonna do is make a knot here with these 2 ends, and I'm gonna cut them first because they're pretty long. You don't need all of that. I'm just gonna take it, create a knot here. We're not gonna see this because we're gonna sew these together to form our headband. Make that tight. And that was the back of our work. This is the front of our work. And then I'm gonna hide these two in here in my work. Oh no, I could use those to close it up. Now let's go to this side. And remember, we put that there so it doesn't unravel. So I'm gonna grab this yarn here. Let's see. Grab it here. I'm gonna put it through by using my hook. Put it through those stitches, and I'm gonna grab these ends and weave it through like so. That way they don't come undone. I'm gonna take the stitch marker out. We don't need it any longer, and then we're gonna close these up here. And I'm gonna bring this like this, and I'm gonna count my stitches again. Now to remove the waste yarn, let me just show you real quick. We're gonna find where we started. We're gonna unravel our work like that so we can see it. And this is the beginning of our yarn, and all we want to do is pull it out like so. That first row, we want just to go around, grab that, and just pull. Just like that. In another video, I'm going to show you another trick that you can do, and you don't have to go through all this when you use waste yarn. But that is it, and then we're just gonna roll it up so we can use again at a later time on other projects. It's a great way to save your yarn. Just trying to move this out the way. And then we just pull it up. And I can see that I left the stitch behind. So I'm going to go ahead and unravel this so I can pick it up again. So I can pick it up. Grab my hook. And there. Now I have it. And then I can close it. There we go. Now our work is closed, and now we're going to do the other side. I'll be back when I have it all closed. Alright, so I closed that side and then this side, and I left my working yarn on this side so I can turn it into this. So we're going to do the X shape here, and what you want to do with the right side facing up, you want to bring your work together, both ends, and you're going to fold them like that, inward, just like that, and then we're going to sandwich them together like this, but not all the way, because we want to do the X closure. So halfway in, just like that. That should be good. We want to leave this here out like that. So just like that. Oh, what I forgot to do was bring my work, my ends here, bring them closer so I can start sewing. So just gonna go right in here and come out right there. That should be good enough. And then I can close it up like this, just like that. And then I am going to close this up by going in from one side, making sure I grab all 4 pieces, and I'm gonna go through with my yarn, and I'm just gonna go back and forth like this until we close it up, making sure I grab all 4, and then go back this way just like that. Going back this way. One more time. Like so. Gonna make a knot. Now it's closed. Now I'm gonna grab this again. Put it back in my needle. Oops. I'm gonna turn my work like this, and this part that's open, I'm just gonna bring it in with this one that's open as well. So we're gonna grab both ends like this, and we're gonna close this up. So with this part here, I'm just gonna go in through this side. I'm gonna grab right at the end right here. And I'm gonna grab the end of this side like that and bring it close together. And now we can go back and forth with it. Hope you can see that. I'm just gonna go back and forth, closing this part up. And if we run out of yarn, we have another end here we can use, which I am gonna do that. Just want to make sure that I get this closed correctly. I'm gonna make a knot. I'm just gonna grab this working piece here, and then from this side to this side. Again, I'm pushing it out so I can see what's still open, like that. That should be good, and I'm gonna check by turning it like this. We check our work to see if we have anything showing, and we don't. That looks good. So I'm just gonna make a knot here. And then I'm gonna hide this inside my work. So cut it off, then hide this one, and now it's closed. And then we're gonna turn it right side out, fix it up a little bit, and that is our finished headband. And there you have it. There goes the other one, and it's, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than, this one is a little bit bigger than this one because we did 100 rows for this one and then 90 for this one. And that is the difference. The width is still the same, but the length is just a bit bigger. So that way, when we put it on our head, it's not as tight. That should fit just fine. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and please like the video if this was helpful to you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. I'm gonna be coming out with a lot more content soon, so I appreciate you guys being here. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.